Welcome back to our last installment in our cybersecurity awareness series. Today, we're going to be talking about insurance and compliance.
Exciting topics.
It is an important topic. So, cybersecurity insurance, James, you hear a lot about that today.
You know
I know a
what?
lot of companies have it and a lot don't. And do you need it? What is it?
I feel
Why
I,
have
I
it?
feel like it's monthly. It's probably only quarterly, but we seem to get an email from a customer every month saying, I got this form that I need to fill in, for my cyber insurance policy, and it's 25 pages thick and 100 questions in there they can't answer, and it's daunting. It's nerve wracking to them. First of all, cyber insurance to protect you against some sort of cyber event where your data gets encrypted, for example, or something
Right.
makes it so that your company is not functional. This
Very real
insurance,
things
it's
today, though.
totally real things. Yeah, it happens all the time. People are getting all their stuff encrypted. They're getting ransomware attacks. All these things are real. So people are now more and more getting cyber insurance to protect against that. And all that really means is that all the work for us to remediate all the problems, to fix them, get them back up and running, will be covered by an insurance plan. So these plans are not cheap. We should be honest. They're quite expensive. And there's a bunch of prerequisites that need to be in place so that they can even get the insurance at all. So, if we're going to protect your data and your company and all that stuff against some sort of a cyber attack, you better have all the best practices in place ahead of time so that, we're both taking some risk in
Yeah,
this, right?
and not not just for the insurance to comply to get it, but those
For your own
pieces of the
security.
puzzle you need to have anyway for your own security. So sometimes even the fact that you're looking for cybersecurity insurance means you're going to take an outside
Magnifying glass.
view
Yeah.
of what you already have and what you need. So it can also be a good laundry list of things that you need to add to your own security stack so that you are protected, whether
Agreed.
you proceed with insurance or not.
No,
And
agreed.
the insurance itself, uh, you know, people will find that they may not have everything to tick all of the boxes. So
Agreed. Yeah. It's an
it's a
eye
good
opener.
time. Yeah, it's a really a good time to sit down and assess your own actual security.
Now, a lot of the topics that we've gone over in our series are addressing exactly these type of things that will make you compliant to get this insurance. So we're talking about the EDR, which is the endpoint protection stuff, MDR, the security awareness training, teaching people what they should and should not click on. All of these things are related to getting the cyber insurance. Penetration testing,
Right.
external and internal. We want to be, looking out for these things and making sure that you're protected. The compliance of your 365 environment. Has that been audited? Are you doing your best practices? Is there 2FA or MFA turned on? All of these things are part of getting yourself into a position where an insurance company is going to say, yeah, you're a good risk and you've been doing things properly. You have a good MSP,
Right.
and they've done their job properly. You're backing up your mailboxes. You're putting your data somewhere else. If you're going to do transfers of data across the web, it's encrypted. There's all these things, and a lot of people are finding only when they go to get insurance that, oh geez, we're missing a lot of things.
And that's not the time to find that out. Like
Right.
it's a good time to do that review anytime before you look for insurance. And even if you decide not to proceed with it,
Yeah, at least
um,
you know.
at least now and you pinpointed where your weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And most of the insurance companies will not, if you don't check all those boxes, they
Yeah.
probably aren't going to.
They won't take you on
uh,
as a risk. They,
no.
they just won't do it. Of course, all the customers that come to us, most of those check boxes get checked off, but there will
We
be still
love
something.
checking check boxes.
There will still be stuff that needs to be done, and again, as you said, it's more awareness for them that at least now they know the things that are
Right.
missing and the steps to go to fix it, to remediate it, whether they take the insurance or not. And part of that is that some companies need to be compliant to certain standards, right? So not just for insurance, but for yourself, to the way you deal with other people's data. If you're collecting people's data in the States, we have HIPAA. There's the different things that apply here in Canada as well. Loi 25 in Quebec, that's one of our favorite ones. Nonprofits are really concerned
you,
with that.
you need to know that you're really meeting those compliance metrics, and it is difficult to figure out. So It really, it's a good time to look at what you have, what you need,
Yeah,
and it makes a great checklist for you in general.
yeah.
Even going out and searching out the cybersecurity
Agreed.
insurance.
I mean, we have a law firm that has decided to become SOC 2 compliant, SOC 2, if you know what that's about. We don't want to go into all the details, but in general, if they're going to be dealing with their customers' data, and some of their customers are big players like Mercedes and Chrysler and Ford and such, if we're going to be dealing with their data and collecting that information, how are we dealing with it later? How do we
Right.
dispose of it? How are we backing it up? Who has access to it? All of these things fall into this SOC2 compliance. So to be registered for that, to be compliant with that standard, a lot of the things are the same as on these cyber insurance checklists. So we're quite aware of how that works and why it's important, and more that's becoming a thing. If you're dealing with our personal and private data, you need to deal with it properly. There's these best practices that we expect you to adhere to, and if you don't, we're not going to be able to work with you. For this law firm in particular, it was a no-brainer for them. They get a lot of business from these customers. So to
Right.
spend the 50K, believe it or not, for an audit and some remediation, 50 to 100K, it's worth it for them. That could be maybe one customer depending on how much work they do. So a lot of the people that need to be compliant to certain standards are going to want to be doing these exact
They
same things.
Yeah, and I mean, they essentially won't really have a choice, but it's also not just saying that
Yeah,
that you are compliant. It's being
being able
able
to prove it.
to prove that, and you don't, really today with the systems that we have out there, you don't have to spend a massive
No.
amount to be able to do that. That's the great thing about now. This used to be a huge
Yeah,
undertaking. It was very
yeah.
labor intensive. There were no automated methods. Now there is so much available to us that we can offer it as a service at a very reasonable
Yeah,
cost, vis-a-vis what you get from it.
agreed. And I know it's on a lot of people's minds that they need to be doing this. I should be doing this, but it's becoming almost, irresponsible if you're not
It's
doing
now
these
time to
things.
do it.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Yeah. So
The landscape out there is, it hasn't got better since COVID.
go look up the stats of how many
It's
people are getting
Yeah.
cyber attacks or are getting, encryption software
And
that's
many more of us are working from home. We're not necessarily protected behind whatever office systems that you
firewalls and things
have.
used to be in
Yeah,
place.
so
That's a good
it
point.
has changed the landscape in a big way.
Yeah, very, very, very big way. Anyway, that's all for us today. We hope this brought some value to you, and we hope to see you back here on our YouTube channel soon. Please click below to subscribe and see some more of our witty humor and
Uh,
banter.
and send us your comments and questions, and certainly if you have any ideas
Yeah,
for
for other
topics
stuff
you'd like to see
you'd like
covered,
to
let
hear.
us know and we'll try to cover them.
All right, that's all for now. Take
Thanks
care,
for
guys.
joining us.
Bye.